Everybody? Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Coming to you guys live, and I present to you, I'm happy actually to announce that you are now the recipient of the first annual Diddy Award. So there's the award right down there. If you're watching this right now, you are officially the recipient, and this is a brand new honor, guys, sponsored by Johnson & Johnson, the Diddy Baby Oil Award for the first viewer to tune in. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. Had to double back today. Had to double back on this story, man. Had to hop on and do a part 2 about the 50 Cent documentary. So we have all types of stuff to cover that we didn't cover yesterday. But to kick things off, let's do a quick beard check. We have to check in on the beard to see what the progress is for the growth. And I got to tell you guys, man, I'm starting to think it might be the last day of the beard. Because here's my problem with the beard. I get myself to the point where it gets like this, but then I always tap out before it actually grows into a full beard. I know I get so close, but at this point it just feels so scraggly and so like, I feel like I look homeless. I was taking the bus today and the train through Thailand. Maybe I am homeless because I spent my day on the bus, but people are looking at me like, nah, this dude, like they don't give me the look like I have when I'm clean shaven. When I'm clean shaven, people look at me like, hello, young man. How can I help you today? Or is this young man maybe lost? Does he not know where he is? When I show up with the beard, people look at me like, who is this grizzled veteran? This dude has probably been in Thailand for too long, and he definitely owns a pair of the tourist elephant pants somewhere in his backpack. So I get a bit of a different reception, but maybe we'll give it like 1 or 2 more days. Let me know in the chat. Is it the death of the beard? Or do we keep going? Do we continue? But nah, man, it's been a pretty good day. I'm over in a brand new spot. I had to get a temporary spot for one night because my Airbnb wasn't available for today. So I tried to book a B&B for a couple of weeks so I could have like a set spot, one place to go live and do my content where I know that the Wi-Fi is going to work and it's going to be good. And after booking the place, the person said we actually forgot to block off the second, and that place is not available. So currently I'm coming to you guys from a hotel on Khao San Road, which you may have heard of. This is, of course, the notorious party strip here in Thailand, probably the #1 party strip in all of Asia. And so that's where I am currently right now, in like a mini jail cell. This is probably one of the shittier rooms I've come to you guys from. We got the elevated bed, just no bed frame, just a straight up elevated bed, just on like wooden legs, just right up off the bed, right up off the floor. We got the little out of place desk in the back, which nobody would work from because it's inconvenient. So this is like a jail cell, but a luxury jail cell. You guys ever been to prison? This is designer prison. This is that HQ jail. But nah, man, nah, seriously, it's good to be here. It's good to have a roof over my head. And we're going to see if we can go do a stream tonight from Khao San Road. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to see. Again, I don't typically go to the party strip in a place like Bangkok because I like not losing my wallet to a pickpocket and maybe not being punched in the face by a woman with a dick. But nonetheless, you can go and you can experience many crazy things in this part of Bangkok. And if I go to do it tonight, we're going to make sure to do it live on the stream. So hopping over to 50 Cent and over to the story that we were covering yesterday. So a lot of developments have been happening with 50 Cent's new docuseries, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which of course has just premiered recently on Netflix. The documentary has been getting incredible reactions from people all across the world, including fans and people in the industry, but also has Diddy's team and his family completely in a tailspin over what's been happening. Diddy's team has been completely upset, questioning how Netflix was able to get the footage, and even considering doing a cease and desist against Netflix and 50 Cent to take this documentary down. Now, the latest development we covered yesterday on the stream was that Diddy's sons have actually announced their own counter-documentary to Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which is going to be premiering on the Zeus network. So just a couple of weeks, or even 1 week, after the 50 Cent documentary was announced, Diddy's kids are now doing their own response in form of a documentary to try to get at 50 Cent. Now, needless to say, the reaction to this when it comes to Diddy's kids doing the documentary has not been very much in their favor. Even with me explaining yesterday on the stream, if you go back and look, that this is just not a good move. There's nothing in this situation that really screams these boys need their voices heard. There's also nothing in this situation that screams that they're a victim. And on top of this, these two have actually been implicated in participating in some of the sex acts with their father. This is a very sick and twisted individual when we're talking about Diddy. So we have to remember, not only did he victimize people outside of his inner circle, many people outside of his circle and his family, but the victimization actually spread all the way to his own family and his own kids. So I was pretty confused as to why this documentary was coming out from these guys' perspective. And a lot of people have felt the same way. So we'll play this clip real quick, and then we'll hop into Sean Combs' son, what he had to say to 50 Cent and 50's response. But this is Joe Budden's response to the kids announcing the documentary. So let's see what Joe Budden has to say. I will assume that he's going to be sort of siding with me and saying this documentary doesn't need to be coming out.
I think this is a horrible idea.
Okay, case closed. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night. I mean, was it really that hard to predict what his reaction would be, though? I mean, truthfully.
Horrible. I think this is a horrible idea. A horrible idea. I don't know if I can think of a worse idea. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I fuck with them too.
Me too.
Like, I'm not against them.
Me either.
Like, they didn't do it.
I'm not anti them.
They've been nothing but
Well, they did do it, though, because they're implicated.
kind to me.
Yeah.
They're implicated in like a bunch of different stories, especially Justin Combs. And again, I'm not here to snitch, but it's not me who's coming up with this. This is just the facts. Budden, like, I don't care if you like the two dudes. We got to keep it 100% factual here. They are very much implicated in a lot of these stories, especially Justin Combs.
I'm not anti them.
They've been nothing but kind to me.
Yeah, I'm not anti them. That's why I said with the.
I hate when people say that, by the way, about like a rapist. He's been nothing but kind to me. Dude, that has nothing to do with his conduct behind closed doors, my guy. Like, why do you feel it's necessary when a dude is being implicated in many, many different counts of sexual assault and human trafficking? Why is it important for you to mention that he's always been cool to you? Is he trafficking you? No. So of course he's going to be cool to you.
Like, they didn't do it.
I'm not
so stupid.
anti them.
They've been nothing but kind to me.
Yeah, I'm not anti them. That's why I said with the.
They look stupid in the trailer. Did y'all see the trailer?
I didn't see the trailer.
Oh, okay. Y'all should watch the trailer then first.
I didn't like.
Y'all should see the trailer.
It didn't look.
We
like
should pause this. Y'all watch the trailer.
And we're gonna play the trailer one more time for you guys. It's just ridiculous.
Did you see the trailer?
I did.
Oh, okay. I'm talking to people that didn't see the trailer.
Yeah.
Watch the trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't necessarily like how they looked when Puff was on trial. They doing push-ups outside the courtroom, all of that shit to me.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
What?
I didn't see
Even the shit where he said he would slap 50 or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
It's
Bro,
like,
they was
there's
doing
been-
push-ups
yeah,
outside.
Oh, yeah, and the song that he put out back then.
Yeah.
Yo. All right.
Bro, who was doing push-ups outside of court? Hang on a second. Did he push-ups? Why were his sons doing push-ups outside of the court? See, but this is exactly the type of goofy-ass behavior that I don't want to see any weird shit because X can be out of pocket. Let's see. Diddy's son doing push-ups outside of court. Oh, hell no. No, please tell me this isn't real. It's too cringeworthy. I'm going to die of cringe. No. This girl is so bad though. I hate to be that guy. What do they say? Like, never covet another man's wife, but bro, I'm coveting. My girl's got a bright future behind her. I cannot believe this dude has managed to keep a girl like that, by the way. But this is what that money will do. But dude, can you imagine acting this corny and keeping a badass chick like that? when you're just literally shamelessly one of the corniest dudes. And it's not even hate. It's just from legitimate observation. Again, and it's just, oh no, not the push-ups. No way. There's no way. Bro, this is why I gotta get rich, dude. Literally, I gotta get rich. You see a girl like this on Instagram, and I swear, a dude will see a girl on IG with like 1 million followers, and he'll be like, what do I have to do to get with a girl like this? What would I have to do to make a girl like this my girl? The answer is literally, you have to do nothing. All you have to do is come with money. Listen, here's the sad, inconvenient truth about these IG girls like a Raven Tracy. It's not even her personally. These girls will go to the highest bidder. Now, does that sound a little bit bad? Maybe so. But let's not focus on the way it sounds. Let's focus on what I'm actually telling you. So forget for a second that maybe it sounds a certain type of way. Maybe people don't usually phrase it in such a blunt manner. That being said, I'm going to do it again because I'm speaking legitimate facts. These Hollywood girls, these IG model girls, these Fashion Nova girls, they go to the highest bidder. It's got nothing to do with, listen, you don't have to be charming. You don't have to have a good personality. You don't even have to be good looking. This is a bid, my friends. This is the highest bidder takes home the prize. And how do I know it? Because, bro, this is how women are trying to do even regular dudes nowadays. That's how I know it. Even regular dudes are being given this act of like, look, the girl's going to go with the highest bidder. The girl's going to go with the dude with the most money because everybody's lost their morals. So this shit is crazy, bro. But again, when I see a video like this, I'm like, no, I gotta get rich. I gotta get rich right now, bro. I gotta get rich tonight. But yeah, okay, Budden's right though to call this out. This was pretty corny behavior. So yeah, look, I kind of agree with what Joe Budden said, and again, I'm with him 100% all the way across the board with his perspective because I'm not against these kids. I don't think these dudes are necessarily like the evil people in this situation. But I do reserve a little bit of like giving them the benefit of the doubt because they are implicated. So yes, Diddy's kids, okay, they might sort of be bystanders to a degree when you're looking at the grand scheme of all of Diddy's crimes. But let's not try to twist it like these dudes are innocent, though. Let's not try to twist it like these two dudes were not in the freak-offs with their dad. We've read a lot of the shit that they've done. We've read the stuff they're implicated of. Not only are they implicated in consensual acts, especially Justin Combs is implicated in a lot of non-consensual actions, actually assaulting people. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to sit here and prey on these dudes' downfall. But then again, if they have a downfall, especially due to their own stupidity, I'm not going to defend them too much because they're still guilty. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Diddy's kids are guilty? Like, let's say the stories are true, which supposedly they are true, that Diddy's kids participated in the assaults with him. Do you think that makes them victims because it was their dad, or do you think that they're just as bad as Diddy? That's my question for you guys, because I'm still trying to figure it out. I feel like they're just as much criminals, but at the same time, it's like when you're being coerced by your father, I think there's a bit of benefit of the doubt to be had. But these aren't kids either. These dudes are adults. That's one of the main issues in today's society is that this infantilization of grown men. When you're 26, 27, 28, you're not a kid anymore. You're not even a teenager. You're not even close to being a teenager. You're a literal adult man. People in the past, 15, 20, 30 years ago, who were 25, 26, 27 years old, they had families and a career, and they were like moving their way through life as adults. That's the one big difference. And dude, I'm 27, so I can speak to this because these people are all around me. We're in this super fucked up generation where everybody wants to act like they're a kid still or be treated like they're a kid still because everybody got a participation trophy. When I lost soccer or basketball in school, I still got a participation medal because I'm so great and everybody's so great and everybody's a winner and nobody has to work for anything. And next thing you know, when those people graduate high school and get out into the world, you have a generation of grown babies. First generation in the world where dudes who are 26, 27, 28 are like, man, I'm still just figuring it out. Bro, you're almost 30. If you haven't figured it out by now, something's wrong. So yeah, man, I think like even the fact that I'm talking about these dudes as kids, Justin Combs is not a kid, bro. He's 32 years old. Hang on a second. I didn't realize that. But he even looks like a teenager. Because he's been infantilized, bro. I swear to God, when you're treated like a kid, I swear you look younger. Chat, tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Have you guys ever met somebody who's been through a lot of shit early in their life? Have you ever met somebody who like had to raise their siblings because their parents weren't around and shit? Bro, those people look like they're 35 when they're 25. I think the reverse is true too. When you treat people like a kid, they're going to keep these kiddish qualities about them forever. How old is Christian Combs? He's probably 30 as well. I'm talking about this dude like, okay, he's 27, so we're the same age. But still, dude, get it together, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's like, just get it together. Let's see what the chat's been saying. Once they become adults, they are accountable, but there's still a lot of mindfuckery that shaped their mental, and their dad is a villain. I completely agree with that. That's why I'm like, I don't want to go too hard on them in a way because the brainwashing was since birth. Like, imagine, let's try to put ourselves in the shoes of Diddy's kids for 2 seconds. You're born, you're the son of this rap mogul, and he's one of the cool parents, quote unquote. I love, by the way, how always the cool parents are just the parents who literally don't give a fuck about their kids. That's part of maturing. Maturing is realizing that the cool parents are actually the negligent bad parents that are pieces of shit. Because I remember the parents I thought were cool in school when it was like, yeah, my mom lets me go to bed whenever I want. I'd be like, whoa, your mom is so cool. His mom probably was on Percocet and just didn't care. So if that's considered cool, then I guess that's cool. I don't think that's very cool. So, but this is like the rich version of that. So you got this parent, he's a hip hop mogul, and instead of like being really strict on you, like pulling it like a Shaq vibe where like, my kids don't have any money, I'm rich, my kids aren't rich, and I'm not giving them a penny, they gotta work for it and get good grades. That's a pretty good Shaq, actually. I didn't know I could do Shaq. But instead of playing it like that, Diddy played it like, nah, come here, boy, like you're gonna get some of it type of thing. My kid is gonna be part of it. He, from the start, especially with Christian Combs, he raised this dude to be little Diddy. He wasn't raised to be normal. He wasn't raised like, well, we're just as good as everybody else, and, you know, we just happen to have more money than others. No, bro. He was raising this dude in a whole different mindset. So imagine being brainwashed by Diddy. Like, look, we talk about Justin Bieber. We talk about Justin Bieber and the brainwashing that he went through with Diddy. Imagine being brainwashed by Diddy from birth. That's a whole different level. So that's what I'll say about the kids. You know, at the end of the day, I think they're completely fucked in the head. But you can't really blame them at that point. It's like it's worse than Stockholm Syndrome. I don't even know what you call it at this rate. It's indoctrination. That's really what it is. Let's take a look at the trailer one more time for anybody who missed it. And if you're just joining in, make sure to subscribe and hit that like. I'm live almost every single day, breaking down the most exclusive stories in the game. So let's watch the trailer here of Diddy's kids. I keep calling them kids. They're grown men.
In court for day one of their father's
They're still getting me with the kid shit.
in New York, hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony yesterday? Do you apologize on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent?
Exactly, bro. Tell your kids you're not their friends, guys.
Got 4 years. Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women. That's wrong. You should get more.
Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women. That's my favorite. I wonder if that was a real clip or if they had to pay a woman for the voiceover.
Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women.
Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women. For abusing women's.
Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women. That's wrong. You should get more.
That's wrong. You should get more.
Not afraid of the charges. Nothing like the OJ all over again.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
Bro, you know the most painful part of that commercial, by the way, that ad? Is that literally a team of people, think about this, so Diddy's family, Diddy's team, and the team at Zeus all had to approve this trailer for the documentary. So that means that like a dozen people who were supposed to know something about entertainment actually watched the trailer that we just watched, and at the end of it said, that's the one. That literally, the way that they just sat there and said nothing and had no reaction, and then they call their dad at the end, bro, this is gold. This has to be the trailer for the documentary. Can you even fathom a room full of executives and people who are, again, supposed to know what they're talking about, approving this ad for this documentary? This is the worst commercial for a documentary I've ever seen. Even if it had nothing to do with Diddy, even if it was something completely different, it just doesn't look entertaining. You know, I've never watched a documentary trailer that makes me actually want to watch it less. This shit is just so bad. So, look, I don't know what you guys think of it. I don't know if you guys are going to watch it. The only way I could see myself watching this would be out of morbid curiosity. Morbid curiosity, trying to figure out what Diddy's kids are saying. But this shit is just so whack. So the other development that came up, and this is the one that really had me laughing, is that 50 Cent was actually threatened by Diddy's son, Christian Combs, in which he quickly responded to this statement on X, and this was actually so funny. You guys say you're watching the documentary. That was a good ad. Bro, you guys are in the minority. Nobody else likes it. If you're reading the comments, nobody likes it. But again, like I said, I'll probably watch it just out of morbid curiosity. So Christian Combs put up a tweet apparently targeting 50 Cent in reaction to 50's documentary coming out on Netflix. Of course, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, which we've been discussing a lot on this channel. Diddy's son says, on my dad, if I ever see 50 Cent, I'll slap the fuck out of him. I mean, dude, even first of all, even just picturing that scenario happening is laughable. Like, let's say even if he wasn't Diddy's son, just the physical stature, I mean, this is not happening. And I feel like you should know this. Look, I think as a man especially, if you're gonna threaten somebody, at least make it somebody that you can actually fight. You know, I think as a man, there's sort of a rule to fighting and to street conduct that's an unspoken one. But in terms of retaining your pride and your dignity, they're very much essential. You don't go to fight a dude who's way smaller than you. So if you're like a super big jacked guy, you don't go to fight the little dude, the little scrawny guy, because that's corny. And you also don't go to fight the dude who's 10 times bigger than you. This is just classic street 101. And I'm not even a street guy like that. But even I know this shit. You don't go to fight the dude you can't beat, and you don't go to fight the guy that's easy to beat. So there's just no reality where this is happening. 50 Cent's response, though, was my favorite part. 50 responds to him with a crying, laughing emoji. And then he says, Lil bro, first, close your damn mouth when you take pictures. Which is just the most ridiculous and random insult, because when you actually go to look at pictures of Diddy's son, and I didn't notice this until 50 said it, bro. Every picture he's got his mouth hanging open. This is why you don't go at 50, bro, because he makes you feel so stupid for even going at him. But, bro, when you actually look at all the pictures, all the pictures of Diddy's son, he's just got his mouth hanging open. It's pretty much every single picture. So 50 just comes at him with the oddly specific roast, which I feel like that's going to throw you off your game no matter what. That's just going to throw you off your game. He says, so close your damn mouth when you take pictures. I've been rich 3 different times. Sold records, sold shows, sold liquor, sold power. 50 says, you still living off Wi-Fi and legacy. Relax. Like, dude, this is just a masterfully crafted hate message. Like, literally a masterclass in a hate roast session. But you can't beat him. Like, I've literally come to the conclusion that the only person you're literally never going to be able to beat in a rap beef or in any sort of beef roast battle is going to be 50. Who is 50 lost to? When you look up all the people 50's gone up against, he's had a lot of back and forth with a lot of people. Who has he lost to? There's never been a situation where 50 got roasted, he got one-upped, somebody got the best of him, and that's because he's always thinking 10 steps ahead, and that's what I love about 50. And look, not to glaze, but the career trajectory speaks for itself. You know, I remember with 50, how old was I in... When did Get Rich or Die Trying come out? 2006, right? 2005 is when the movie came out. Okay, so 2003. So, dude, I would have been like maybe 5 or 6 years old in 2003. And, dude, I'll never forget when this album dropped, bro. How even in Canada, because I'm a Canadian, even in Canada, this shit shook the pavement, bro. I can't remember the rapper who said that. Like, when my album drops, it's going to shake pavement. It was Conway from Griselda. Dude, this was literally that. And I remember asking my dad, who is that? They had a big picture of this album in the window of the music shop at the time. Huge picture of this album cover. I said, who the hell is that? And my dad goes, that's 50 Cent. That's the new rapper. See, my dad was dope. And still is. But at the time, like, whenever there was a new album that came out, whether it was hip-hop, whatever, he would always be on top of it. And the reason I say this, bro, is because this is literally the same dude we're talking about now. I'm here at 27 years old doing a live stream, and it's still relevant. This is a dude who somehow managed, whether it's through music, whether it's through television, whether it's through film, to make himself relevant and to avoid becoming a casualty of this business at his own hands or from the hands of other people. He's never let himself get destroyed by a rap beef. He's never let himself get destroyed by other dudes and what they have to say about him. And he's also never let himself fall into the typical pitfalls of a rapper, doing drugs, drinking alcohol, falling into bad spending habits and wasting all your money. This dude has always managed to find a way. So all this to say that if you're going to go up against somebody, anybody in this world, the last person I would recommend that you make it be is going to be 50 Cent, dude. Why would you ever in your right mind, why would you ever in your life go up against a dude like 50 Cent? It just literally makes no sense. Yeah, in the chat, 9 bullets couldn't even take him down. Dude, this is a dude who bullets can't take him down. The business can't take him down. His own mind can't take him down. And you're going to try to take him down? Your daddy's already in jail, bro. Oh, you guys were saying Kanye beat him? Yeah, but that wasn't a real beef, guys. Come on. The Kanye 50 shit, that was just for fun, right? But see, I was too young at that time for that to sink in. Yeah, this was great.
What was going through your head when you decided to release the same day as 50?
I said, let's just do 9/11. And he said, 50 got that date. I said, okay, let's go.
Kanye West doesn't stand a chance. And I'm going to tell you that early. He brought his big brother with him. And his big brother ain't no competition for me.
You know, it's a lot of room over there, man.
Yeah, where's Big Brother at? I feel like I'm at a point in my career that people, I'm Muhammad Ali right now. I mean, Kanye West is a great producer. He can bring different things to the table. And
Slash rapper.
He bring a different...
You are stupid.
Look at y'all, you little haters, you like bloggers.
What was going through your head when you decided to release the same day as 50?
Bro, what a legendary day. So Graduation and Get Rich or Die Trying came out on the same day. And like I said, bro, that shit, I was too young for that whole thing, so I didn't even realize it. But those are two of the albums that even shaped me, bro. I'm not going to lie. Bro, who said get off his dick in the chat? Man, some of you guys are so fucking stupid, it makes my brain cells die when I read some of these chat messages. You can't even say one positive thing about a dude's career, bro. Like, how far is this going to go? Dude, I swear, if this retarded generation keeps taking over, you're going to have a sports commentator be like, LeBron had the most wins this year in basketball. People are going to be like, bro, stop glazing. Get off his nuts. I can't even say the stats now without it being glazing. I'm literally just saying the statistics, bro. If dude had a 15-year run, he had a 15-year run. What the fuck do you want me to do about it? Lie? Damn, some of you are stupid as fuck, dude. Shit's crazy.
50 Cent has been quoted as saying that if your album should outsell his, he will never make another album ever again.
I really like 50. I don't want him to retire once my album sells the most.
Let's raise the stakes. If Kanye West sells more records than 50 Cent on September 11th, I'll no longer write music.
Your new album, Graduation, is the same release date as 50 Cent's new album.
Kanye West doesn't stand a chance. He brought his big brother with him, and his big brother ain't no competition for
So who do you guys think is the best album? Is it Graduation or Get Rich?
Y'all had to listen to each other's album. Kanye, do you have a favorite 50 song on the Curtis album right now?
My favorite joint, you little haters, you like bloggers.
Oh shit, this was the Curtis album. This wasn't the Get Rich or Die Trying record. So which album do you guys think was better? It has to be Graduation, right? Shout out my boy from South Carolina, man. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all you guys in the chat, man. Yeah, Graduation is the easy winner, guys, 100%. Bro, I still think, though, that Graduation is not the best Ye album. If we're going best Ye album, I gotta say Twisted Fantasy all day. But everybody always wants to say Graduation. Graduation was the most streamed hip-hop album of 2025. Is that true, dude? That's an insane stat. Y'all were babies when this was popping. That's what I'm saying, dude. I remember it. That's why I told the story of being in the 5th grade. Or being 5 years old, rather. Not in the 5th grade. And seeing this shit come out. So, yeah, guys. I think definitely this shit's dope. But we how did we even get to this point? I don't even know how we got talking about this. Was from Diddy. In this whole situation. So, yeah, man. Look, I think, like, Diddy's son really does look stupid as fuck for going at 50 like this. Ultimately, I gotta say, I think 50 just needs to keep doing what he's doing, bro. Like, 50 needs to keep doing what he's doing. The documentary's got a huge reaction. We have a clip here, actually, from Freddie P. from Making the Band, speaking on the documentary series by 50 Cent on Diddy. Let's take a listen. Do you guys know Freddie P? This is definitely before my era, but I've heard the name tossed around.
It's hard to say because I don't want to spoil what's coming up. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say this. Like I said, it gets deeper and deeper.
Hey guys, shout out the chat, by the way. I'm seeing everything you're writing. Shout out to, everybody watching, my boy in Jamaica. We got USA in the building, Canada. Shout out to all you guys, man. Make sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe to support an up-and-coming streamer, man. Let's run it.
And the more that come out, the more intriguing the story gonna be. All I want to tell people is, when that Netflix series come out, it's a rapper coming out with a Netflix series. I won't say no name. I don't want to spoil it for him. I'm not a friend of his.
So this is right before 50 announced the documentary. This dude was kind of tipping people off that it was coming.
Wanna, spoil something he got going on, but I will say this: he's doing a phenomenal job, to the point where I was in awe. You get what I'm saying? I was presented the opportunity to work with him, but like I said, the money wasn't enough for me to leave my couch. But he doing a phenomenal job.
Houston, Nigeria, man. That's crazy. Shout out Nigeria.
I mean, there's so many people that's hurt behind this.
I got to go to Lagos, bro. We got to do a live stream out there.
So many people that got, it's guys that that can't come out because of their image. You know what I'm saying? That'll make your eyes go like, whoa. I know about the slams, the Stevie J's. I'm in a circle. I know about y'all. Y'all confirmed. I'm so happy. It's more. It's more. But I'm so happy it finally came out. A lot of stuff people don't understand Puffy endured. A lot of stuff Puffy went through when he was younger. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I say, when this DVD come out, y'all check it out, man. We watched the icon fall.
I gotta be honest, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about at the end there. He kind of lost me at the end.
Say when this DVD come out, y'all check it out, man.
Bro said a whole lot of nothing. They gotta stop setting me up with these clips, bro. Hey, all you clickbait X pages who post these stupid headlines like somebody's saying something, don't waste my fucking time with these stupid headlines, bro. Because then I click it and play it on stream because I'm trying to have an honest first reaction. I don't actually sit here and watch the clips first like these fake streamers out here, and then they play me some bullshit. So please, get your captions right. On X, bro. Get your captions right. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. At the end of the day, 50 Cent versus Diddy. There was a couple more clips that I was going to play about this one actually too. Yeah, let's play one of these ones here.
YouTube chicks
said, you know what? Since you want to paint a nasty narrative about a father, well, why don't we tell our side of the story? Yesterday, these guys released a trailer for their doc that they're going to be dropping soon. Here it is.
A procession of his children arriving in court for day one of their father's sex trafficking trial in New York.
Bro, every time I see the trailer, it gets funnier. It's literally every time.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony yesterday? Apologize on behalf of your father.
Yeah, dude's talking about DVDs and shit. I'm like, what's he talking about?
Your father's innocent? You still convinced your father's innocent? Your daddy got 4 years! Your daddy got 4 years for abusing women!
He got 4 years!
You can get more!
Gonna fight this to the end?
Let's get in, I'm gonna get you
Not afraid of the charges. Nothing like the OJ all over again.
Hello. This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
What does Diddy even say when he calls his sons from jail? Like, what's the conversation even like?
Now, you guys remember last month when
Hey, son, I just got off the baby oil slip and slide with some of my best guys. Oh, yeah, it was great. It was great. Some of my best dudes in jail, they joined me.
Wayne's called
What the fuck does he say?
Backlash after his radio interview. One of his main reasons for not supporting the doc is because he felt like docs are all about painting narratives. Marlon Wayne said, if you don't like somebody, you can easily do a doc and make them look a certain way.
Okay. In the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And,
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew...
People very close to the situation.
But you can skew... You can create any narrative as a producer and as a director and as a storyteller. I can create a narrative. I could be like, you know what?
You have?
I could create a narrative.
Well,
I
we
could be
see it all the time on a reality
Who
show.
here's been watching the documentary series, by the way, by 50 Cent? Have you guys actually watched it?
Like, nah, reality
that's right.
shows,
Yeah,
that's how they're creating
you
a
write a
narrative.
It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's true. I can get interviews, I can do this, I can get footage, and I could make you think this about that person.
Nah, for sure, yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
See, here's the one thing, though, that's a hole in the story, a hole in the plot for the people who are trying to make this case in defense of Diddy. Yes, it's very true that anybody can make a documentary. Yes, it's very true that I can make a documentary and then manipulate that footage to make it basically seem any way that I want it to. I can definitely make a hit piece and make a guy look bad with a documentary. The only thing that is not holding up, and this, by the way, is the reason why this documentary is working for 50. The reason it's working is because we've already been sold on the content before the documentary actually was even announced. Years before 50 even dreamed of making a documentary, it was already sold in the minds of the general public in America that Diddy was a monster. We've already had the groundwork being laid for a number of years. So if 50 was to put this documentary out, let's say it just came out and there was no scandal surrounding Diddy. Like, let's say that Diddy was living a normal life. We never heard anything about these stories. The video of him assaulting Cassie was never released. All of these things never occurred. And then 50 Cent randomly drops a documentary talking about this, all these accusations against Diddy. Then I would be saying, okay, hang on a second. What's the motivation behind this? Is this even legitimate? And is there manipulation going on with the actual messaging behind this doc? These would be super valid questions if we had not already had everything confirmed. The reason this is working so well for 50 and why, yes, there's some speculation, but not much, again, is because we've been sold on all the content. He doesn't have to convince us that Diddy is an evil guy. You know, for the most documentaries of this nature, half of the documentary is just convincing us that the person would even be capable of doing this. It's selling us that the person is actually the monster in which it's being claimed that they are. This documentary, 50 doesn't have to do that. There's no selling of anything. We know the story, everybody's sold, and Diddy's already the villain in their mind. So what do you guys think? I mean, obviously you can control the narrative, but do you guys think this is pretty much at face value? This is legit? Or do you guys think 50 is twisting things?
So for me, you know, I think, look, 50 and Puff have a long-term beef.
Well, looks like Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin Cole.
Said Diddy's son looks like more of a freak than him. Diddy's, I mean, dude, he's little Diddy, bro.
They definitely learned a lot from the interview and said, you know what? Since 50's making our dad look like a monster, a big villain, why don't we put out a doc to make him look human? Now, this doc is being produced by none other than Zeus Network. That's right, you guys. The network that shows you nothing but scandalous women in bikinis doing...
That's the network that's going to do this, is the Zeus Network. So they're the ones who do the Baddies show. Bro, super random anecdote. I saw the Baddies filming their show in Barbados. I was on a Caribbean vacation with my family out there, with my cousins on the island, just doing bad man tings, bro. Just being a fucking rude boy, bad man all the fucking way. And we're roaming across the island doing our thing. And I see, who do I see coming out the car next to me with a bunch of people waiting around the car and shit? Bro, you will not believe the disappointment I had. I see camera crews, I see people, security guards acting real serious, and I see a white van in Barbados, and everybody's acting all shook, and I was like, oh my God, who could that be? Is it Drake? Like, who is it? Because, I mean, Drake's always in Barbados, DJ Khaled's in Barbados all the time. I was like, bro, who am I about to see? Imagine the disappointment on my face when I look over to my left, and I see Natalie Nunn getting out of the fucking car. Dude, I was like, are we being for real right now? Natalie Nunn, bro? How did this American bullshit follow me all the way here? Like, literally the last thing in the world that I wanted to even remember existed in that moment on a Caribbean vacation was the Baddies television show. And this bitch followed me all the way to Barbados, dude. Nightmare.
YouTube.
Like somebody.
I can create. True.
Doc is being produced by none other than Zeus Network. That's right, you guys. The network that shows you nothing but scandalous women in bikinis doing absolutely nothing productive.
By the way, where are the baddies? The show's called Baddies, but I just see two fat chicks.
But fighting each other.
When did the baddies start?
Zeus Network caught a lot of backlash. A lot of people said, yo, we gotta cancel these guys. How can you want to platform something like this, especially when all the victims have came forward about Diddy? Now, after receiving a lot of backlash yesterday, this prompted the CEO of Zeus Network to speak out. Lamel Plummer put out this message. He said, yo, to be clear, this documentary...
Chat, should we get the Lamel Plummer interview?
Series is centered on...
Live on the stream, we'll get him to call in and talk about it. Put ones in the chat if we should get the Zeus Network CEO to come do an interview.
Put out this message, Zeus Network, to speak out. Lamel Plummer put out this message. He said, yo, to be clear, this documentary series is centered on providing Justin and Christian the opportunity to share their personal story and lived experiences, particularly as their lives have also been directly impacted. This project is not intended to endorse, defend, or vindicate Diddy or any individual, nor does it seek to justify or minimize any actions that have been alleged or adjudicated. As a network, we believe in the importance of allowing individuals to speak for themselves, just as any credible network entering the documentary space does. Hey man, I like that excuse. When the house is on fire, you gotta blame everybody else.
I like the commentary in the middle of the quote. The dude adds the ad-libs in it. I like this excuse.
Man, I like that excuse. When the house is on fire, you gotta blame everybody else. You gotta snitch. Hey, you guys, Netflix also does it too. And don't forget about Hulu and also Tubi. They all do it. I love it. Now he goes on to say, our role is to provide a platform for stories to be told honestly and without prejudgment. What viewers will see is raw, real, and authentic storytelling. That is the essence of this project. We respectfully ask that the series not be prejudged before it is seen. Everyone will have the opportunity to watch, assess the content, and arrive at their own conclusions.
But see, this guy's just blowing a lot of hot air. That's really what he's doing, because obviously we're going to make a prejudgment about it. It's pretty clear. Because what do you think Diddy's kids are going to come on camera and say? What do you think the chances are if we have to bet percentage-wise? Like, let's say we're betting on a website like a sports bet for what the content of this documentary is going to be. What do you think percentage-wise are the chances that this documentary actually makes Diddy look worse? Like, do you think his kids are going to come out and say, you know what? My dad is guilty. Our dad, he did everything that he's accused of. He's a monster. And not only that, there's actually new allegations that you guys didn't even know about. We're going to actually bring this to the light as well because it's the right thing to do. What do you guys think the chances of that are? Like, let's get fucking real for 2 seconds, dude. There is zero chance that this documentary does anything other than try to put Diddy in a more positive light. That is a very, very common sense judgment that I think can be made before this coming out. Because again, what do we expect his family to tell us? I don't expect them to admit that he's guilty. I don't expect them to say that he's an evil guy. Nor should I actually expect that from his family, because if anybody's going to be biased to a fault, if anybody's going to have a ridiculous bias to this situation, it's going to be the family. So why even have those expectations, and why put them in this position? That's exactly why I think this documentary should not be made. Is because we're in the middle of all this. We're in the thick of it. We don't even know how the story's going to end yet. And these dudes are rushing to get their name out in the public sphere. A shout out to Cant for the sub. That's the thing. These people are excited for the public sphere to know their story instead of just being excited about dealing with shit behind the scenes. That's ultimately what it is.
AKA, we spent a shit ton of money on this doc. Please do not make any noise to get it canceled before we actually get a chance to put it out. Now, let's
shout out to the new people, man. Make sure to subscribe. I appreciate you guys.
I'll be honest here, all right? This is a money grab. These guys have seen how much money these kinds of docs make, especially when you're telling the story from the villain side. Lamel knew this would go viral. He knew this would cause a lot of controversy, but yet he said, fuck it. If the money is there, let's do it. I promise you, nobody on this earth, nobody in this galaxy, nobody in this fucking Milky Way was sitting around wondering, hey man, I wonder what Christian Combs and Justin Combs are thinking about Diddy being locked up right now.
But do you guys think it's a good move on Zeus Network's part? Like, as a television network, do you think it's a good move, or is it just clout chasing?
Boy, I sure wish somebody would make a docuseries about their thoughts on it.
I feel like it's low-hanging fruit, but if there's a demand for it, I can kind of understand.
And to be honest, you guys, I don't blame him. As a business, you gotta do what's going to make you money, whether positive or negative. Lamel knows his target audience. The man knows that people that don't fuck with his network, the Zeus Network, they're probably not gonna tune in. But people that subscribe to his network, people that watch baddies, people that enjoy ratchet shit, 9 times out of 10, despite the controversy, they're all gonna tune into the docuseries. Now, the man of the hour...
See, I see in the chat, attempting to protect your family is not a money grab. Well, first of all, Zeus Network is not Diddy's family. So that's the first mistake here that I'm reading. Nothing to do with his family. It's a blatant money grab by the network. The thing with his family is that this is not actually going to help anything at all. And kind of like the commentator is saying in this video, it's about trying to follow the rationale. Like, one, nobody has been wondering what Diddy's kids feel about this, really. I mean, maybe we have our own preconceived notions about what they might feel. Like, sure, I would think they feel upset. They feel heavy, probably. They have a whole bunch of confusion going on. But honestly, I don't give a damn to hear about it. And I don't really care about the details, and I think most people don't either. But at that same point, nobody is going to be changing their perspective after they watch this either. Unless they do a real look. I might even come on here after this comes out and have to completely change my stance. There is the small chance that maybe this is an incredible documentary. Like, maybe they put this out. I don't have super high expectations. I got to be honest for this doc. The network, everything about it is not screaming, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes here. Let's just put it that way. But, okay, maybe I could give it that. If they do manage to make a really, really compelling documentary to humanize him, and I'm talking like Donald Trump 2024 political campaign type humanization. I'm talking making a dude who's really, really not liked by a lot of people look like the most wholesome person. Because I remember when they went, not to make it political, but just for 2 seconds, when they did this with Trump and it actually worked, to me is when he won the election. After Trump got shot, they were like, wait, we need to humanize him now. So all of a sudden, Trump is up there talking about his feelings. All of a sudden, Trump's whole family is in the picture. His granddaughter's in the picture. And I'll never forget when she was doing the speech talking about him, they had all his family doing speeches like some sort of funeral while he's alive. And his granddaughter came up and she goes, to all these people, he's President Trump. But to me, he's just a normal grandpa. The second I saw that, I said, election over. Election over. Because when you manage to humanize a person in that way, and it's convincing and people are buying it, and even their haters and even Democrats in Trump's case were like, oh, maybe he is just a normal grandpa. Dude, if they can do that with Diddy, he might even get a pardon. Like, I'm not going to lie. They might be able to turn this around. But that's the only way they can turn this around. If they end up doing some stupid documentary, man, fuck 50 Cent. And that dude only wanted to, talk shit about me because of this. And man, fuck that guy. And that's not going to work, dude. Like, it's just genuinely not going to work. The only way this is going to fly is with Donald Trump 2024 level humanization. He's not the president. He's just a normal grandpa. If they can hit us with that shit, then yeah. So look, I think it's interesting. I'm seeing Zeus will make a killing. Damn, I got some crybabies in the chat tonight too. Shout out to the cool ones though. Bro, I've literally been doing this for 17 years. If you think there's something that you can write in this chat box that will have an effect on me, you're gonna have to come up with something that's outside of the English language. There's nothing, bro. I would save the energy, dog. I've been doing this for too long. I've been doing this for too long, bro. Okay, let's hop over to another clip. So this was Tekashi 6ix9ine talking about being locked up with Diddy. So we played a couple clips of 6ix9ine yesterday, which were actually quite interesting. I got to say, for Tekashi 6ix9ine, a dude who I've never really found that compelling until recently, he actually makes a lot of good points. And Diddy's clip yesterday was him saying that Diddy actually beat the feds, and that Diddy's the first and only rapper to actually beat the feds for the first time. Given how well he did in this case, and given the fact that he was looking at life in prison and ended up getting away with only just under 4 years. So this is another clip of 6ix9ine talking about being locked up with Diddy. And he talks about testing positive for meth as well in this clip.
Violating the terms of your supervised release.
Yeah.
Which was 6 months away from actually ending.
Yeah, in April.
Yeah. They said that you left the state to go to Las Vegas without permission, show up an hour late for court, and tested positive for meth twice.
Yeah. I'm a meth.
Oh, well, that's great conduct to do while you're on probation. Tell me again what he did.
Yeah.
Show up an hour late for court, and tested positive for meth twice.
Yeah.
Twice is fucking insane. What do you mean twice?
They said that you left the state to go to Las Vegas without permission, show up an hour late for court, and tested positive for meth twice.
Yeah.
Bro says, yup.
I'm a meth head, I guess.
Can you talk about that?
That shit is crazy.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I can talk about it.
Okay.
So remember, I went to jail and I served 45 days. That's when I was locked up with Diddy. I fucking came home, did 90 days. Mind you, I went to Las Vegas September 7th, I believe, to perform at the T-Mobile Arena with Grupo Firme, the Mexican band.
Mm-hmm.
I text my probation officer. I said, yo, listen, I'm going to go. It's not like I'm going out there for fun. I went out there for work. It's documented.
Yeah.
Everybody pull it up side by side clip.
Chris.
Me performing September 7th. And then I text my probation, but they said they never said yes. So I notified them, but they never gave me the okay.
So you went anyways without getting confirmation?
Yeah, because I have a routine of texting my New York probation.
I got it.
But Florida works different. They have to okay it.
Yeah.
Bro, the one thing about these dudes who are always in and out of prison, and you'll notice this. If you never noticed it until this point, you're going to notice it now. The one thing all these jailbirds have in common, all these dudes who, they went to jail, but they didn't really do anything, and they shouldn't be there, but they got locked up, and it was a mistake. They always have an excuse. Every single one of these dudes has a story, and it's always somebody or something else's fault. That's the one thing you're going to notice from these dudes who are always in jail. Never the accountability. Like, what is this dude talking about? I texted my New York number, but it should have went to Florida, but I'm used to calling this guy. Like, dude, just take responsibility.
I have a routine of texting my New York probation.
I got it.
But Florida works different. They have to okay it.
Yeah.
Cool, whatever. Then I was taking Adderall. I'm prescribed Adderall. So one time I left my prescription at home. So I get Adderall off the street.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pressed with methamphetamine.
Whoa, wait a second. That's not how that works. What is he talking about? He left his prescription at home, so we got Adderall off the streets.
Get Adderall off the street.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like a fairy tale. Do you guys think that's a real story or not? Like this doesn't sound like it's real.
Pressed with methamphetamines. And when I take it, it comes out of my urine, but I'm like, yo, you know, I'm on Adderall, but it was pressed. Adderall is an amphetamine. And
Adderall is meth, by the way, pretty much. It's like one chemical compound away from being literal meth. But why? I'm not buying that an Adderall pill would be pressed with meth. It doesn't even make much sense.
Adderall
I mean, it's
is
possible, but it just doesn't make much sense.
And amphetamine, and meth has methamphetamine.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It tested positive,
Cool.
but it wasn't meth. It was Adderall.
Just pressed.
Stop the cap.
But they still violated your supervised release because of that.
Yeah.
And you were locked up for how long?
45 days.
45 days. So you and Diddy were locked up together?
Me, Diddy, the president of Honduras, and Sam Freeman, that's his name, the crypto guy.
Bro, talk about a nightmare blunt rotation. Tekashi 6ix9ine, Diddy, the president of Honduras, and Sam Altman. No fucking way, dude. That's the blunt rotation from hell.
The president of Honduras, and Sam Freeman, that's his name, the crypto guy. FTX.
Oh, yeah.
We slept next to each other.
Okay, did you and Diddy have conversations?
Yeah, we spoke. The first thing he said to me, he laughed. He's like, "Yo, that's crazy how we meet, right?" And you know, it was everybody there. We gave a hug and all that shit. I mean, he's like, "Yo," I'm like, "Yo, oh, that's what I said." I said, "Yo, why you never invited me to none of your parties?"
That's what I said to him. Huh? Did you get invited to any freak-offs?
Yeah, I'm like, "Yo, why you inviting me?" Word too. That was the first thing he said.
Yeah,
"Yo,
guys, I know they press dirty pills, but I'm just saying, really listen to the story that he told for 2 seconds, and it doesn't add up. If you don't have a drug problem, if you don't have a drug dependency, there's never a scenario where you're going to get the drug off the street if you don't have it. That is something that's only happening. Like, dude, if you need Adderall so bad you have to get it off the street, you have a serious dependency on that drug. So the story is just bullshit. It's not, dude's trying to act like he had ADHD and he's taking Adderall to like do his exams better. And one night he didn't have it. You wouldn't need it off the streets if that was the case. Come on.
It's crazy how we meet, right? We laughed. I say, "Yo, why you never invited me to any of your parties?" I word to that's how it happened. And then I put him on the phone with academics.
Right. Didn't you say that like you saw how Diddy was kind of running shit when he was in jail, like having other inmates do shit for him and everything? Was that you?
I never said that.
That wasn't you? Okay,
Yeah,
that
wasn't
might have
me.
been someone else.
By the way, like I said, I'm not going to speak about the Diddy situation. I'm just telling you the altercation we had, because, you know, if I go to jail, what's today? The 15th?
What altercation are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about like our interaction.
Okay.
Sorry, interaction.
Yeah, got it.
Not altercation. What's today? The 13th?
Yeah.
September 13th?
Yeah.
Huh?
15th.
Today's September 15th. In 10 days, I might be getting locked back up and going with Diddy, and I can't. They're going to be like, "Yo, if you spoke on that,"
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We're
Fair
not
enough.
going to house you there.
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean? So, like I said, just the interaction was positive.
Got it.
6ix9ine's like, listen here, Vlad. I've done my ratting for this century, bro. Like, straight up, 6ix9ine that's probably a good call by 6ix9ine to not try to actually rap more, especially if he's going back to jail with Diddy. Because look, this is a dude, Diddy, who's done some shit to people who've talked about him. This is the same dude who tried to line up Kid Cudi. You know what I mean? This is a dude that, again, I'm not saying Diddy is, you know, the kingpin here. I'm not saying we have to be afraid of a guy like Diddy. But some people have had to be afraid of a guy like Diddy. So, like, I'm not going to push it. If I was 6ix9ine, I'm not going to push it. I think there was another clip. Let me see. There's a bunch of other clips, actually, to play. So, 6... We'll play one. Oh, no. I don't want to look up some typo on X because we're going to see some evil shit. I hate the way I'm just going about my day sometimes, and X will just pop up with some evil shit, bro. Evil shit. Let's listen to this one clip here.
You and Diddy were locked up together?
Me, Diddy, the president of Honduras, and Sam Freeman, that's his name.
Yeah, we saw that one.
The crypto guy. FTX.
Oh, yeah.
We slept
This is,
next to my pod was like I said, it was very high status people like me, the president of Honduras, Diddy, Sam Freeman.
Oh, so you slept with Diddy before?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I did. I told you.
Bro, Aiden, please, bro. Pause. This motherfucker is crazy.
Pull his toes if I wanted to.
Wow. So wait, why'd you sleep with him?
Does he snore?
Bro is so sus, it's like it's not even sus anymore. It has to be an act.
Sam Freeman.
Oh, so you slept with Diddy before?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I did. I told you I could pull his toes if I wanted to.
Wow. So wait, why'd you sleep with him?
Does he snore? Because we had to sleep right in front of the officer.
Because you were in protective custody?
Yeah, it was PC.
Was you making alcohol with him?
But King Bone was in PC too.
I'm pretty sure every famous person was in PC.
King Bone was in the other PC.
6ix9ine redemption arc has been something to look at. I've been liking his clips lately. Can I please elaborate about the evil X thing? Dude, what I mean is that like there should not be any social media where you're just scrolling and you just randomly see like X-rated pornography and shit like that. And again, it doesn't happen often. I mean, because that's going to be your algorithm, right? So like you scroll through my shit, you're not really seeing that. But I'm just saying, every once in a while on X, there's a jump scare, bro. And the jump scares on X, like I'll literally be scrolling, I'll just see a dude on Live Leak just get his fucking skull taken off, and it's supposed to be normal on X. Or I'll see just hardcore porno, or I'll just see somebody getting their fucking head bashed in. Like, I think whatever's going on X, dude, for it to be a free speech program and stuff, that's all cool. But can we just crack down a little bit on some of this shit? Because some of this shit I really don't need to see. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I'll see some crazy out-of-pocket shit on X. I would never see it on TikTok, never see it on Instagram or Facebook, but X is where the freaks come out, bro. Scary shit. Speaking of freaks, this is one of the stories that we saw. Well, we're going to hop over to a couple things that we did save from X, actually. So adult star Sophie Rain, of course, OF model, somebody I'm not very familiar with, but somebody who has evidently made just as much money as LeBron James in just a single calendar year off of doing her OnlyFans. She's decided to open up about how hard it is, I put this in air quotes, being a woman that does OF because of the assumptions people make about her. She also talks about being stalked and being doxxed. Let's go ahead and take a look at these clips here. And again, I want to make sure we're playing the right clips here. With this type of influencer, I don't want to be looking them up. We got to make sure we're looking at the right clips. Okay, let's look at this one. So this is talking about being harassed. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that.
Right now, my family's being harassed. My neighbors are being harassed because Florida's a public record state, so you can find anything. My real name got leaked. My real age got leaked. They found out who I was, and now they're coming after me essentially. And it's a really shitty thing. Like I just bought this land, and I feel like I have to sell it already and move because people are already
coming
trying.
After you?
People, I have this one person right now specifically, just like saying the most outrageous stuff to me, and like, I'm gonna come find you, like I'm coming to your house, sends my house address, like I'm here right now, like I'm at your front door, and it scares the shit out of me because like,
yeah,
are you actually or are you not? And I haven't had anyone try to come up, but I've been swatted this past week. I have had like 4 police officers come to my house on 4 separate occasions because of this one person. And like, that's why I keep all of my stuff private.
See, this is the type of shit that I've always felt like is going to happen when it comes to this OnlyFans stuff. See, here's the thing with this OnlyFans stuff, these OF models and this whole new class, I guess we'll call it, of influencer or wannabe influencers and creators. When you're doing something that is wrong, bad things are going to happen as a result of it. Now, we may not know exactly how these bad things are going to materialize or when these bad things are actually going to occur. But one thing is for certain. When you are doing wrong, you're going to have the wrong things happening to you. You're going to be attracting the wrong things to you as well. And OnlyFans, since the beginning, is just something that's inherently wrong. Look, I don't think it's wrong necessarily to consume it. I don't think it makes you a bad person per se. But I think morally, it degrades our society. I think morally, it ruins the fabric of what we've built. So it doesn't take a genius to look at a bad situation and say that pretty soon there's going to be bad outcomes. And I have thought about this before, and it makes sense. You have now all these women who are advertising all day long that they do nothing but sit in their houses in their underwear and take nude pictures. How exactly does that translate into living a safe life? I'm not really sure. And this is kind of what I've thought. And it's only a matter of time until this starts getting worse. You know, you think about the way that influencers are targeted in general. You think about the way that live streamers are targeted and swatted. This is for completely platonic attachments. Like, this is people who are just fans of them or are just aware of them in general as a celebrity. When you mix in notoriety with lust, when you mix celebrity status with lust and with the anger and frustration of a lot of these dudes, because let's be honest, the dudes consuming this content are not exactly doing the best with women. The dudes who are consuming OnlyFans, like, I've never actually consumed OnlyFans content in my entire life. I'm not aware of the system in which it works or how it works. But I would imagine that a lot of those dudes who that's their go-to, since they're in that position, and this isn't to shit on anyone, but I think a lot of them just have a really negative perception of women as well. They're frustrated with women or angry with women or maybe want women to only exist in their life through a computer. Whatever the case may be, these are all very unhealthy emotions, very unnatural, very unhealthy, and they're things that we've never experienced up until this point. So really all I can see in a situation like this is the room for disaster. And the level of disaster just getting bigger and bigger. So it's not safe. But ultimately, man, I think this is what people are talking about when they talk about the consequences of living this type of lifestyle. There are consequences. You know, and I think it's a terrible thing. But at the same time, these people put themselves in this position. So actually, that's the one thing I'm hoping that AI can actually help. It would actually be really nice, and hopefully this can happen, but it would be really nice if AI could actually put OnlyFans out of business. Imagine if you could get everything that you get from OnlyFans now, but no humans actually had to be involved and everybody can be pleased. So let's say that an OnlyFans person who's buying from an account, they're buying from a model that isn't real. I would imagine, now look, I'm not a doctor, but my twisted mindset and twisted sort of hypothesis on this would be it would actually be healthier for the user too. If you weren't lusting after an actual person and you were lusting for an AI, maybe that would mentally safeguard you from going